All right. Looks like we're good there. Mike's picking everything up. Channel's going live. And we're in there. All right, good. Get some nice crackling noises so I can edit those out later. All right, and there we go. I'm gonna pop out the chat. All right, we got chat. We got the scenes. We got the game. So, welcome all the VOD viewers. You guys will probably be the first group to see this part of the video. It usually takes a few minutes for people to show up, which is just the nature of getting stream started. Most people have a countdown timer when they get started, just so they can, get everything set up before people show up. How's it going, Thomas? Hope you are having a good whatever part of the day it is for you. I don't think I've asked where you specifically were hailing from. And I don't immediately recognize the flag that's in your portfolio picture. It's kind of tiny on my screen just due to the chat. What did I want to do? I was looking for it at the store. There we go. One of the store deals. There we go. All right. Now all we need is the actual skulls to finish the upgrade on this, which we can easily get tonight. Chaos Trials, there's a bunch of endless maps that I haven't done. A bunch of characters that I haven't cleared certain endless maps with. Oh, I haven't done the bass with Elin. Might as well get that started. That's good. Nope. That's okay. We can probably do. Oh, nice. So you came from Sweden and immigrated to the US? That's pretty cool. I don't know any other people that specifically immigrated from Sweden into the United States. So I think I've met a few people who want to go to Sweden and other sort of Nordic countries in Northern Europe. I know a few people who came from places like Sweden and settled in Canada as well. Right, so if I'm doing this here, I think bartender and stable hand are probably the best choices. This is okay. Definitely not that. We will want the ultra barrels. Torture's good. Viscous tar is necessary. Those are not. Those are going to be the two primary damage dealers out of just about anything that I do. Everything else needs to essentially be physics or some way to slow enemies down even further or deal massive area damage. Grinders really don't work too well. Actually, let's toss the summoners in there. You know what, let me just remake this deck because there's a couple slots I'm not using and I want to, if I'm going into endless, repurpose a couple things. Oh, I can't put the... Alright, we're gonna at least put the Revenge Rune on these guys because that will make them a bit more useful in endless. Right. ever use this or this now, so trash it. There we go. Start off with the usual combo just because that's easy. For endless, I'm gonna go with table hand bartender. These are a good choice. First thing is always gonna be a barricade. Let us do these. What else are we throwing in here today? Web spinners wouldn't be a bad choice. Make sure we got the viscous tar though. Floor Scorcher is going to be excellent at dealing damage. Barrel Boys. I'm going in with Elan, so power up damage probably isn't going to be the most important thing. Wouldn't be bad though. Go with some spinners. That, and I guess the BGH Ballista. Solid enough, I think. Okay. We want bear hugs. I don't want that over here though. The biggest thing we're going to want to worry about here is ogres. Could take extra ogre damage. Trap damage is probably more important though. Wall building PhD is going to be necessary, and then physical. Yeah, smashing deals. Okay, let's just do a rough pass on the trap parts. I didn't bring the arcane. Is there anything that I think might immediately work better? I want to forgo the bit of crowd control that the spike wall adds for the light minions. I could just do the arcane. I think I want to do that. Because the bowling ball is really, really nice damage. Do you ever use the Killer Buzz trait? Actually, I think I used to use Killer Buzz a lot. Killer Buzz is sort of a off trait for dealing damage. If I wasn't so worried, actually, because this is endless and I'm not really worried about coin income that much, I should probably drop the discounts. They're good for like short missions where you're trying to like ramp up your economy faster than usual, but endless you usually wind up going over the allotted amount of traps. And I just get into a habit of putting discounts in, so it happens. But you're talking about this guy, Killer Buzz. Yeah, bonus damage after a kill. It's actually pretty solid. It's one of the most solid damage increases that you can get because you have a lot of control over when you kill enemies, obviously. Especially if you're playing the titular character, Blood Spike. You can just KO a character with his execution, and then for the next 3 seconds, all of your abilities and everything else you do deals bonus damage. In my earlier videos, I use Killer Buzz a lot just because I think it's a little bit easier to get your hands on than some of the less common traits. Like the epic ones. But no, I didn't even put something in this slot. Let us do, no, nope. Really not a lot that would be super good here. That's still just money. The cooldown is on what? really have any crowd control stuff on her. Probably the most important thing is going to be me preventing enemies from getting extra kills off on me, so that might be the best choice. Let's do that. Boom. Oh, Killer Buzz doesn't have a cooldown. Killer Buzz has a duration. So whenever you kill an enemy with Killer Buzz, you have bonus attack damage for 3 seconds. If you kill an enemy again during that 3 seconds, it just refreshes the duration of the damage buff. If that 3 seconds expires, you no longer have the buff, but you can basically refresh it as many times as you can kill something. Alright, these can probably go... Wait, I didn't put them in there. Alright, fine. We'll sacrifice the bowling balls for... No, now that I think about it, with the strat that I plan on using, they would have literally no purpose in the place that I'm going to be placing them. Alright, one more part change, and we should be good to go. We're going to switch them back to reusable shielding. Reusable shielding offers me one of the things that I talked about before that I really didn't get to show off. Viscous tar. So this is health and mana. Good. We are also using... Whoops. Yeah, web spinner. Web spinner should be stamped, I think. Ooh, no trigger here. I don't think I had a trigger that I wanted to put in here. Kinetic reclaimer. That's a good choice. I didn't realize I had so many extra kinetic reclaimers. XP siphon is pretty good. Vanity plating, just because it basically is another XP siphon. Not bringing regular tar because I'm not playing with anybody else. Rod mana wells, don't need those at all. I'm gonna be playing Elin. She has no mana. This has the XP siphon and the vanity plate. That's perfect. Heat activated trigger, also super important. Overload trap for this setup, no. Actually, wait. This could work, but I'd have to drop something else. Power generator, power up damage. Nope, nope. I'm using this. This is my Great Wall barricade setup. It's a Revenge Rune, vent parts, double struts. Cheap barricades that kill enemies or deal a significant amount of damage when they wreck it, and you know, just very durable. Ideally what you want in a barricade, in my opinion. Concussive pounder, not gonna have too many places for those. Actually, I need to look at this, the BGH ballista. I have a controlled resonator, and I took the spring out, and I have a vanity plating in it. Jeez, what was I doing? Okay, for these guys, subsidized parts, you're not going to place a ton of these. Subsidized parts basically makes it so that you have extra starting cash, and the cost of these is reduced slightly. Pretty good. Double spring is okay. I'll probably use the charging. I'll come back and put a double in it if I don't have anything better to place that in. This is double self-improving coil. Actually, for this, I'd probably rather place a stamp than the other thing, because I'm probably going to spam the crap out of that. Alright, doesn't look like I'm taking anything else that I need to spring in. So we'll double this. This should also be double. Yep. Double and a kinetic. And fire resonator to that. Alright, I think we're good to go. Boom. Gonna get the last box here with Elin and have no reason to ever come back here again unless somebody just wants to see shenanigans. And I was gonna drop this for these guys. And we're gonna see if we can get some cheese off with it. Here we go.
On my word, I will be victorious.
Hey, what's happening, newbie? Alright, so we're pretty much just gonna cheese this early.
I protect the Empire.
If I was playing with a couple of other people, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just try to hold everything in this first room. But because I'm going solo, I'm gonna do the merry-go-round the rift. Which will put the enemies in a permanent rift charge, or rift rush, and basically prevent them from attacking me.
The enemy has opened a minion portal. With these traps, I protect the Empire.
Beware, intruder.
They've broken through a gate!
I'm just gonna do a bit of endless with Elend for a minute, and then we'll probably take some requests, cycle through a few maps. If anybody else wants to join me, we can do a couple of chaos trials. Alright, let's get the second one out. So, at the moment, we actually just want these to die.
I guard the rift.
Their HP is constantly regenerating. I don't think their HP is supposed to regenerate. I wonder if they regenerate because I have wall building PhD on. I don't remember. Alright, we're playing solo, so increasing the energy regeneration from Ruin's Reflection, probably the most important thing. I shouldn't be actually saving these guys. Let them die. Alright, maybe we'll get the left guy down. There we go. So, the left one died. We got a bit of money back from him. When the round ends, we sell this, get all the money back, and then boom, free income. That's alright, newbie.
No trespassing.
If I had a capture card or something like that, I might attempt to actually try to do it on PS4. But, I don't have anything to use with my PS4. I don't even know if I have a charge cable for it. I didn't actually purchase it. A friend got it for me, but it was kind of piecemeal, so I don't really have a setup to use it with. Eventually I'll actually purchase any missing parts and actually put it together. Yeah, as long as we don't have any kobolds, I should be fine. And as I say that, kobolds show up. And somebody killed the right guy.
This spot is the most harmonious.
Now, I don't want to add too much damage up here. We can do this now, though. If they're gonna ignore the guardians, then we definitely need them to die. Of course. There we go. since we're here. Okay.
This spot is
all right, they can no longer go that way. Top of this.
The fundamentals of trap placement are surprisingly easy to grasp.
All right, and then we need to move this back here and make sure that leave these corners touch. Do you get chests in Endless? Yes, you do. You get the same star chests that you would from completing a normal match, and a hero chest for each character that you complete at least 1 star's worth of each map with. So you only need to get to wave 6 to get the Endless chest, unlike all the other ones, for your heroes. Well, I guess you only need 1 star to get the hero chest no matter what, but for Endless it's always 6 waves. Okay, always going to be an element of surprise there. Element of surprise scales with enemy HP loss, so that's super important.
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
You know what, I probably should have actually moved this over a bit. What I want is to actually force them to walk around that. This one is going to be table hand, and this is the bartender. Nope, not today. But it's good. They didn't go around here, so that means that this is blocked properly. I don't have to worry about it.
I quit my post only when properly released.
I consider every trap carefully. This spot is the most harmonious. Yes, that placement is suitable.
No, I probably should have sold these. That was my bad.
The rift will be protected.
Alright. Evan's really fast if you do it right.
I guard the rift.
Oh, I did something here wrong, didn't I?
The rift will be protected. As the battle reaches its
There we
pitch,
go.
I must rise to meet the challenge. After much meditation, this placement fits my strategy. This spot is the most harmonious.
But I can put it right there, but I can't put it here. That's weird. Oh well, it's alright. Alright. Get back here. Dead again, nice. They're literally just dying to make me money now.
I consider every trap.
An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it.
Unstable rift. Oh, I didn't put the 2 of these up here
When
yet.
I was a girl, we didn't have trap.
We have destroyed the unstable rift.
I consider every trap carefully.
He'll just get beat up by the Guardian. He died again.
We'll pay for this. Worth the risk.
Alright, and then this is drops aggro. Lead targets take bonus damage. Or grants a chance to execute. Aspect of the Tiger is ridiculously overpowered.
Boss is on its way.
Like sometimes you will kill anything, and you can be kind of surprised when things get like really tanky. Just
Boss minion defeated.
how likely things are to die. I think this will probably be like the last wave where even trying to do this is relevant.
The fundamentals of trap placement are surprisingly easy to grasp. This spot is the most harmonious. Yes, that placement is suitable.
I protect.
The fundamentals of trap placement are surprisingly easy to grasp. This trap will kill many minions. When I was a girl, we didn't have traps. We just had weapons, and we were glad for them. My power has almost reached its zenith.
All right. Wait, I can't sell him? Oh, he's literally blocking the pad, so I couldn't sell it.
I protect.
No trespassing.
They will
After
not
much
pass.
meditation, this placement fits my strategy.
I will quit mine post only when properly relieved.
This spot is the
rift
most
will be
harmonious.
protected.
Okay.
I thank you.
You're definitely dead again.
That was a good kill. But my sword still wished to sing the song of death.
Alright, then the last upgrade. Let's see. Blessing of Health is okay. Blessing of Power doesn't really scale well here. Wounds caused by... Adding a slow to White Tiger isn't bad. But I would rather take the health and energy regeneration. Gotta kind of season the enemies with the Imperial Reach when you get the opportunity. Kind of spread it around them. Alright, so I didn't sell those again. Missing out on a good amount of money every time I forget to do that. right. Got it that time. Alright, let's try to actually get some of the more important defenses set up now.
Traps are a great technological advancement. After much meditation, this placement fits my strategy. I have a plan in mind. The fundamentals of trap placement are surprisingly easy.
Reusable shielding is the part that is giving me the money when they die.
My skill.
I don't want to do it that way.
But I must keep
Probably
training.
best to just do that.
The fundamentals of trap placement are surprisingly easy to grasp. This trap will kill many minions.
A guardian has fallen.
Alright, he's died, but it's not that big a deal now. Alright, next I'm going to want to sell basically all of the other things that are up there. Have those moved to a more viable location. I'm going to put one more of these up just so they can shoot down any unstable rifts that might show up. Got the boom barrel rollers that I think I really want. Good. Good.
After much meditation, this placement fits my strategy. This trap will kill many minions.
Alright, you'll notice that once they get around here, they stop actually aggroing me. And it's because they get close enough to the rift that they can see it, and they immediately just try to run into it. Oh yeah, if you haven't ever played Elin, she's actually really good versus crowds. Like in ways that very few other melee heroes are. Well, yeah, she's definitely a bit more OP than Deadeye. So Deadeye can be extremely good in some situations. Wait, they won't let me put this here? Really? There's some sort of... Oh, maybe that's why I couldn't put it over there. There's some weird seam.
Traps are a great technological.
Okay. You can be all the illusion you want to be. Oh, is he buffed by the freaking Dwarf Priest? I'm like, why is this dude so tanky right now? So the Dwarf Priest is the worst thing that could ever happen to Endless. If he is sufficiently powered up due to you just being on a high wave, he can walk through everything in the game. And allow other enemies or minions to do the same thing by adding additional shielding to them. Gotta beware of firelings as well. If they go into the important barricades, you get into some really tricky issues real quick.
I hope that Chandra was watching us.
Okay. We're gonna want to do that. Don't really need much else here.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening.
And that's gonna get shot down. Lovely. Alright, then we're just gonna want to move all of this stuff.
Well Almost done. The unstable rift has been destroyed.
Dude, Dwarven Priest has the smuggest look once you're around wave like 40 plus. Because then pretty much you need something that's akin to an infinite loop to stop them. And it's possible to set up near infinite loops, but they've nerfed as many of those things as possible. Couldn't get those sold in time. Gonna have to try to stay up here just so we can get the cell going before things get a bit too tanky for me to actually try to deal with them. Yeah, just get shot down.
Boss defeated.
There we go. Now, if I wasn't cheesing with the summoner trap, it would be a very good idea to take some arcane bowling balls and like scatter those around your really long corridors for some extra damage, because you're going to get things really heavily grouped up. Ooh. Yeah, that's why you take range increases, specifically so you can kite outside of the reach of other enemies. You know what? I could probably do this a little bit better. Let me... do that. That's okay. All right. Get one of these. Are the shield trolls behind the regular ones? Alright.
Fear me! Once again, the Jade Sentinel.
I guard the rear.
So that should largely be okay. How many traps do we have left? 18.
The reach of the Empire falls.
It actually becomes safer to do this around here because enemies stop aggroing you once they see the rift. And then it's pretty much just free damage. I don't believe web spinners slow earth elementals at all. If they do, it's definitely a bug. But I know that elementals have like some really weird pathing issues. Especially after, you know, they're birthed from the destruction of a larger elemental. Yeah, I think this barricade setup is specifically responsible for Guardians getting nerfed at some point during the game's development.
I am transformed.
Nope, you guys get over here.
Are under attack.
Because some folks made it up to around wave 175 on this. It was a team of 3 people though. So I'm probably not going to be able to get anywhere upwards of like maybe the 40s. Like there was a lot of balance changes done to the bats after they made that 175 wave run. Wow, goodbye Pride Assassin. His life was so short. Nope, you don't get the glow when you're next to me, buddy. So you see how like most of the trolls aren't even attacking me? Because they saw the rift. I wish Ivy's root stopped elementals, but then she'd literally be the most broken character in the game. Because she'd have a catch-all move that stopped literally everything. And could be made to deal damage. Like, Ivy is one of the characters that people thought was really bad when this game was created, and then she turned out to literally be one of the best characters. Just because people didn't understand things. Because sometimes when people play a game, the only thing they see is damage numbers. And most of the time, they have no idea how those are calculated or how they work. So these fire ogres that are showing up here are pretty much what's going to wreck my run if the Dwarf Priest doesn't decide to show up and do that in any sort of spectacular fashion on his own. I'm not sure at which point the fatigue of DPS happens here for Elin specifically, because this is still really strong, as I'm sure you guys can see. Oh, we got explosives. Nope. Get away from my barricades. meant that last part, literally. Alright, one of the things that I'm going to have to do is soften up the archers and the trolls a bit more. Whoa. Okay.
I consider every trap carefully. This trap will kill many minions.
Our barricades are under attack.
Anytime the barricades are under attack, it can only be by
Destroyed our barricade.
firelings and earth elementals. Okay, so that's not going to work out too well. They're too strong at this point. Later endless waves are basically just designed to make the game end. They're not really trying to be creative at this point. Which is unfortunate, but it's kind of the way that endless rolls. So these firelings, fire ogres, and fire elementals are all just designed to bust barricades so they can get into your rift. So that's really what your main enemies are. So they're the only real enemies I want to aggro. Jeez, even at this point, the explosive archers take like multiple hits to kill. Alright, fine. There we go.
This spot is the most harmonious. I consider every trap carefully.
Hey, what's going on, Jaju? Yeah, Tempest Strike is also kind of weak, especially compared to how ridiculous Imperial Reach gets relatively easily. And how spammable it is. Like, that part is just silly. Oh. Hey, thanks for the subbing, Triple BRC. I wholeheartedly appreciate that. Do enemies get stronger? Yes. Their damage goes up, their health goes up. Eventually, these guys are going to be sporting over like 30,000 HP. The reason that Imperial Reach is doing so well is because the more HP an enemy has lost, the stronger Imperial Reach becomes. So literally, the more health they have, the more they lose, the stronger this gets.
Our barricades are under attack.
That was a fire ogre that got too far. Alright. Not really too many options left here. I'm gonna have to blanket this.
I consider every trap carefully. This spot is the most harmonious.
Oh, trap cap. Okay. So many explosions. Kind of like slice my way to the explosive archers at the same time as dodging their explosions. Also, if anybody ever says Elin is bad, just show them this. Hey, what's happening, Chaos? All right. Jeez, this is a really clean clear. At this point, things are just going to get tedious, though. Oh, no. Okay. They were nice. They didn't just blow my barricades up. Look at the sheer amount of fire stuff coming out now. At the moment, yes. Oh, no. Okay, before anybody figures out what's up. They figured it out. Okay, fixed it. 25 in every endless map. 25 is the goal. The difference between all of the endless maps is basically that enemies start out stronger on more difficult maps. You have to clear 25, so after when wave 26 begins, you have 5 stars. No explosives. Explosives bad. Alright, come on, invisible dude. Thank you. Get yourself shot.
But my heart is ready to fight.
Not running today. Wow, they still have kill streaks? I think those are in there. They left those in from back in the old PvP days. So I'm not sure how long ago some of you had started Unchained, but before everything was purely survival, it was a PvP game. But even after that, instead of the mercenaries that you have in the game now, the game would randomly spawn an enemy hero to fight you. And so it made sense, you know, with the PvP aspect and fighting enemy heroes, that you would have kill streaks, but once they switched over to the mercenary system, there's really no reason to keep that. Like, it doesn't do anything. I don't know, it just seems like it's obviously an odd artifact of the game development. Are we maxed out at the 2907 damage? I think so. Yeah, it won't let me do any more damage than that. While I would like to see Orcs Must Die show up on Xbox and just, you know, in general, or Unchained specifically, have some sort of extra development, the state that Robot was in when they laid off everybody probably says that's not going to happen. Like, I don't know exactly what the situation is at the studio, but it sounded like essentially like with this and Hero Academy 2, most of their eggs were in those baskets, and without those projects making a ton of money, they really weren't going to keep the studio afloat. So everybody's hoping that whatever Robot might be working on, okay, yep, gonna back up, not get killed. There we go. Oh yeah, on PS4, like as soon as it hits 40 minutes, you would intentionally lose right before you hit 40, somewhere after 35, because there's a bug in the PS4 version that they could never fix while they actually had devs working on the game, which caused it to crash after it reached a certain point, likely some sort of leak in the either the code for the game for memory or some sort of graphics overflow. Because you usually do get way too many things trying to be on screen at once, which used to be an issue when they first released what was it? When they first released Sabotage. Well, about to die. Okay. Saved. Well, considering that most of the properties and everything are partially owned by Tencent, it's very questionable that Robot will go the way of Telltale anytime soon. But whatever game they produce next is really going to be telling. Yeah, I mean, there's still people trickling in the Orcs Must Die Unchained, which is really nice for a game that's supposed to be a live service and is also no longer in development. So, you know, if there's magically a resurgence in the community for this game, maybe Robot will decide to, you know, rehire everybody and start production on some updates or something. But the chances of that are slim. I'm not holding out for it, because that would somehow mean that a bunch of people, ooh, that's bad, a bunch of people that would have cared about the game and didn't, all of a sudden started to. Alright. This is probably lost.
Our barricades are under attack. Enemies at the rift.
Yeah, I should just let it happen.
The rift has been compromised. They've destroyed our barricades. More enemies in the rift.
Let us celebrate
And there we go.
our victory now. Though the war is far from over.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of free-to-play games on PS4 now, Chaos, that are actually probably worth a lot of people's time. So, and PS4 has a good amount of titles that have accumulated on it so far. Chaos Trials should be in the game, Triple BRC. They would be the best way of getting you any sort of skulls. All right. That is that. So that's what you would do if you actually wanted to try to cheese this for any sort of income. Yeah, I still have that. See, what should I do next? Some more endless, or should I hop into something else? Maybe some survival or chaos trials. Yeah, I know that feeling, Chaos. Frostbite. I remember this map being particularly annoying. Is there a new endless? I think most of the Rift Lord maps have been added to endless at this point. We got Avalanche, which I have yet to actually complete. It's a pretty tough map, basically because the enemies are at max level. The Wall, which I do know how to complete, but is quite annoying and long to do so. Eventide Fortress, which you pretty much learn how to beat just by playing the game. Krogan Keep, which is just a really, really long fight because of how large the map is. Castle Gates, which was added with one of the later updates to the game, so I haven't completed that yet. Highlands, which I'm pretty sure I know how to complete. It's just, again, another really long map due to its size. Frostbite, which is probably the hardest map outside of the last two, just because of the scaling of the enemies and their particular resistances and abilities. And then all the other ones are kind of weird. Krogan Keep Endless used to be kind of fun. Now it's a little annoying because they forced you to split it into 2 lanes, and then you basically have to go ham on damage. If you're not spamming a ton of damage on everything that comes by, then you're gonna have an issue keeping the enemies under control. Let me see. If I do endless, I can do like maybe 1 or 2 more missions, depending on how long they go, because they're gonna be like 40 minutes to an hour each. Alright, Krogan Keep or Highlands. That's what we got requested so far. If you guys have any other requests, feel free to throw them in the chat and then I'll make a choice. Or we could always just jump into some Chaos Trials. Those are going to be nuts though. What are my other other store things. Oh, not those. Tripwire, which I literally need one more of, and Coin Forge. Krogan. Alright, so we got 2 for Krogan. What do we do it with? Hunter wouldn't be a bad choice here. Stink Eye is always good. Smolder's pretty much always bad and endless. Castle Gates looks fun. I'm pretty sure I could probably trash the Castle Gates without much issue. Hogarth can be okay. Gabriella's pretty bad. Deadeye's not so great. Cygnus is okay just because of his damage output. Brass is amazing. I think I was just doing this earlier for boxes, which is why I have so many 1 stars. You know what? Because I haven't done Castle Gates, let me go there. I just want to see what it's like in Endless. And if I die quickly, then we might get a couple extra games out of me. So let's go with Elemental Heroes are a poor choice here. Blood Spike wouldn't be bad. Go with the Blood Appetit. Make me a really green chef. I think that's okay no matter where I want to go here. So we'll get to abuse Guardians nearly as much as I would in the other maps. I don't think this would be as good a choice. Midnight? I can try Midnight. I haven't played her in a while, but she has some things that are really good for Endless. So for Midnight, we're gonna need a ton of mana eventually. Viscous Tar, Floor Scorcher, not Boom Barrel Roller. Go with a Spitfire, Web Spinner, BGH, Arcane Bowling Ball. I'm gonna try to make the bowling ball work here. I'm not 100% sure that's the best way to go, but let's see if we can make it work on this map. Ultimate set of tools, extra padding, PhD, and bear hugs. Yep.
Strike from the shadow.
All right. So, probably want to get a quick lay of the land here.
This will stop them.
How much of this can I block off with barricades? So I can probably... see that part. Grading prevents me from blocking off the steps efficiently. Can't actually block off the center steps completely if I try to do this. Alright, so then the best choice is probably to force enemies out here. Eventually block this
Orc
and
trap.
then
This
force
will
them
be
to
the
pass
end.
back up. Probably, but I don't have enough coin for it. Theoretically, I should be able to do it though.
Let them come. Sneaky. Useful. Carefully set.
Hi again, Jaju.
Vermillion portal.
It always seems odd to me that Midnight moves significantly faster in the air than she seems to on the ground when you're jumping backwards. So if you ever need to like escape somebody and still be able to face them, then either turn around or jump.
They've broken through a gate!
Never see me coming.
Alright, prolonged prowl removes the activation cost. Hardened killer. I don't really know if I need the health regen. Healing frisky. I'm not really going for anything crazy here, but if I die, that would make this a lot less problematic. So let's go with that.
That will be fun to play with. Oh, well, gotta watch my tail. I can taste their blood already.
Okay, so now we have the top gate. Top gate is probably going to be the hardest one for me to deal with. Let me try to prepare that as much as possible.
Commune with the darkness. Sneak. Let them come. If I were them, I'd tread lightly. Lure them here.
Yeah, I think that's how I'll start.
Look out! Our defenses have been breached again!
Howdy, y'all.
They've broken through a gate!
And that is scarily fast. Oh, whoops. Didn't even realize I got hit there.
Wrong mage! Guess again!
Wrong mage. Where's the real one then?
Let's do that here. Found again. Struggle makes it more fun.
Oh, the real one's hiding. That's hilarious. Alright, increased armor, movement speed during prowl, or extra coin. Armor's not going to do too much for me, but apparently a lot of physical enemies here.
Mage! Guess again!
The real one is literally just stuck back there. That's not cool.
I'm just an illusion! Guess again!
How do you like me?
Wrong mage! Guess again!
Alright, have a good night. Enjoy yourself, Catwoman. Yeah, let me take the armor. I don't really need the movement speed.
I'm just an illusion! Guess again!
Oh,
Beware, intruder.
Alright, so let's do this first.
Building a better mouse.
And there we go.
Orc trap.
So, Poison Paw, probably my favorite ability for Midnight.
Quit my post only when
I'll take that.
Enemies are attacking on another front.
This will be
Wait,
their
what?
end.
He's really not coming out.
Broken through a
my
gate.
post only.
Yes again.
Wow. Well, this run probably won't last too long.
Carefully set. Ooh, well, gotta watch my tail.
Oh wow, they won't let me block this corner because of it.
I'm just an illusion. Yes again.
Spooky. Oops, don't want to slip on all this blood.
Yes again. I'm just an illusion. Yes again.
They're gonna stop at the purple? Probably. Yep. Well, he has moved out of the spot he was originally in. I think we just need things to spawn out of that gate.
Yes again.
But rather than have to deal with it myself every time, I should just do a few of these.
Useful. This will stop them.
I'm just an illusion. Yes again.
Silence is the prey.
Yes again. I'm just an illusion. Yes again.
Oh, that's why, this corner here. Crap. Yeah, there's no way for me to make that really work then.
The rift.
This blocks it off completely too. I should probably bring regular barricades
This
here.
will be their end.
I protect.
Or
I quit my
Let them
post
come.
only when properly released.
Lure them
maybe.
here. Building a better mouse. Orc trap. Sneaky.
This works.
The rift will be protected.
No, it doesn't. Crap.
I guard the rift.
Put your ballista near the door and it will shoot him. No. Like, I can't place any ballistas inside there.
I quit my post
Are you a cat too?
properly
You
released.
don't seem to understand, no.
And if I put
if
it
I
here,
were them, I'd tread lightly.
I don't think it'll actually shoot through the purple.
They will not reach the rift.
This grate kind of messes a lot of things up though.
Beware, intruder.
Okay, let's try. No scene there.
Carefully set. Ooh, well, gotta watch my tail.
They will not pass.
I can taste their blood already. Lure them here.
The rift will be protected.
If I were them, I'd tread lightly.
Wait, does that seal it? Probably. Okay.
I protect.
Yeah, I really can't do anything that like loops them around here that much. But that should be a good enough amount of extra path for me.
No trespassing.
This will stop them.
Oh, nice. I can make them go all the way down here, back around, and then through here.
Building a better mouse. Orc trap.
Protect. They will not reach the rift.
Our barricades are under attack. I'm just an illusion. Yes, again.
Okay, this is probably the purple guy.
I'm just an illusion. Yes, again.
Oh gosh, fire elementals would be the bane of everything I'm doing here. Okay, not too bad. Yep, he's still stuck.
I'm just an illusion. A boss is on the way. Minion.
Let them come.
The enemy's boss is down. Our barricades are under attack. I'm just an illusion. Yes, again.
I have 9 lives, but I'd like to be leading this one for a bit.
Yes, again. The boss minion has been taken down. I'm just an illusion. Yes, again. Our barricades are under attack.
The rift will be protected.
I'm just an illusion. Yes, again.
Oh man, that is really annoying. Okay. Excuse me, just had to sneeze there a bit. Alright, so
Carefully set.
this is kind of okay.
Ooh, well, gotta watch my tail.
Do I really want to do that? No.
I quit my post only when properly relieved.
This will stop them.
I protect.
I am
Gonna go for
just
kitty
to be
overkill.
rewarded.
Really just want these to heal.
The rift will be protected.
This is kind of borked too. We're gonna have to put some extra barricades up here to buffer this one. Not sure if they'll let me or not, but we'll see. Probably should have brought something like pounders for in here.
The rift.
I'm just an illusion. Yes, again. Yes, again.
Wait, why is he? Oh man, he's got that red panda buff.
You survive.
I'm just an illusion. Yes, again. Yes, again. Guess again. Wrong mate. Guess again.
Useful.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
If I were them, I'd tread lightly.
Wrong mate. Guess again.
Yep, and unfortunately, since we don't have any new dev stuff happening, that bug is going to persist forever.
Go for the must concentrate.
I'm just an illusion.
I think all of their slows stack if there's multiple of them around me.
Wrong mate. Guess again.
Oh man, they're in there.
Just like my sensei taught me. You'll be dead soon.
How is he still hitting me without being anywhere nearby?
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Building a better mouse, orc trap.
Well, the human image has some very special bugs due to the fact that he is a single mercenary with multiple parts, and you can only kill one of them.
Guess that was its last laugh.
Wrong mate. Guess again. I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
I'm quite low on touch to death scale.
Step away from the barricades. They're taking damage.
Stay still. No one to hold them, and no one
Just
to
an
back
illusion.
up and
Guess
fight.
again.
This guy is literally just a problem.
Wrong mate. Guess again.
How is he not dead?
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Well, we're gonna try to go for all 25 waves here in that BS the entire time.
This will be the end.
Wrong mate. Guess again. I'm just an illusion.
No thanks.
Our barricades are under attack. Wrong mate. Guess again. I'm just an illusion. Guess again. Fight off. Wrong mate. Guess again. I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Oh wait, there are things actually getting through? The runners.
Wrong mate. Guess again. I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Carefully set.
What?
Wrong mate. Guess again.
Oh no, that was Dwarf Priest.
My sensei taught me well.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Yeah, if I didn't actually have the BGH ballistas, he probably would have killed my Guardian already and have just been hunting me the entire time.
I'm just an illusion.
Like, those ballistas are what are saving this from being really, really annoying.
Wrong mate. Guess again.
I can taste their blood already.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
This will be their end.
Wrong me. Guess again.
Be wary.
Go further.
Our barricades are under attack. I'm just
Oh
an
no.
illusion. They've destroyed our barricades.
Of course he has. Destroy 2 barricades, get yourself killed. Thank you. No. He is making this way tougher than it needs to be right now. Alright, somebody's gonna get in, but he's gonna die. Oh, whoop. I don't need to pick that up now. And I don't have the coin to build anything else. That was really close. If I didn't have that coin there, I probably could have just lost everything. And that's why buffer barricades are important.
Our barricades are under attack. I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
You're hot because we're poor.
Our barricades are under attack.
Oh no. Fire ogres? Yep.
Wrong me. Guess again. Our barricades are under attack. They've destroyed our barricades.
Which ones?
Guess again.
Whoa.
Invisible, not unhittable.
Again? Like, I can't dodge the projectiles. Eventually they become invisible and they hit me even if I can't see them. Like that. See?
We are fighting too close to our barricades. Our barricades are under attack. I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Can't do that. Don't have the coin. Did that hurt?
Wrong me. Guess again.
Wait a minute. Oh.
I am the night.
Pretty sure this is bug now. We're not gonna get any further than this.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
There we go. Yeah, that's a bug.
Wrong me. Guess again.
No, wait. Am I gonna get anything other than mercenaries? Alright, yes. Okay.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
They will not go.
What? I've got my chips.
Wrong me. Guess again. Stand clear of our barricades.
Need to go business.
Oh, that was bad.
Whichever.
I'm just an illusion. Enemies at the rift. Wrong me. Guess again.
Probably not gonna go past the statue.
Illusion. Guess again.
Yep. Alright, so we gotta replace that with this. And we're gonna move that to the left.
Found a gap.
Beware, intruder.
Yeah, it's pretty much invaluable in endless. Wall building PhD helps out a lot. It's probably not needed at all really for survival unless you just want to be lazy, which I'm all for. But in endless, it pretty much saves you a significant amount of coin economy and allows you to progress past like wave 25 if you care about that in any way. I hate this guy right now.
I quit my post.
Your heart is worth cool.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
They will not.
Good.
Roommates, guess again. Our barricades are under attack.
No. No, no, no.
Destroyed our barricades.
Of course he has. You can hit me. What you can't do is break my cage again.
Are under attack.
Why do they have fire fiends?
A guardian has fallen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More skill, more kill.
Roommates, guess again.
Oh, crap.
I'm just an illusion. Our barricades are under attack.
Building a better mouse. Or trap.
Roommates, guess again.
Now I gotta go wreck those fire ogres before they cause any
Bad
problems.
luck if I cross your path.
Our barricades are under attack.
So this map will probably do better with a lot of wall traps rather than trying to survive off of ground traps or ceiling traps. Whoa. Alright.
Our barricades are under attack. Our barricades are under attack.
Go for the soft bits.
Nope, they're in.
It has been compromised. We only have half our rift points remaining.
No, there's nobody that will be able to fix this. There's no distance taunt or anything like that that will be able to pull them out of there.
I have 9 lives, but I'd like to keep living this one for a bit.
Whoa. Purple jackass. No, Rage of the Forge doesn't do anything that would actually pull them out of there. Unfortunately. Like, you'd need somebody that could attack through the purple force field. There's very few characters that can, and that would have a range that would allow me to hit them that far away.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again.
Like, maybe Elin, if you, like, at that moment when he was in the corner back there. But once he moved further back, that was pretty much the death knell. There's no chance.
I'm just an illusion. Guess again. Follow.
Let them come.
Our barricades are under attack.
Useful.
Azul can't throw his jar through the purple. Purple gates are impenetrable by projectiles usually. Only characters with very short range attacks can pass through them. Elin is one of them, and there's like maybe one other one. If I can do this with a couple of bugs, meat just floating around, it won't be that bad. Fourth piece killed for free again.
If I were them, I'd tread lightly. I'd like to keep living this one for a bit.
I think we might be alright though.
Our barricades are under attack.
And of course.
They've destroyed our barricades.
Wait. Oh no. Wait, why does he have so much health? There you go. Very dead.
Our barricades are under attack.
Alright. No, 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 no. Okay. Ice Amulet won't penetrate the purple either. The projectiles would stop at the gate. Unless there was a way to clip through it. Like, honestly, the purple gates are just annoying. Oh no. Did you really just dodge? Alright.
I'm quite low on health to death score.
That's good. Nope. Not today.
Our rift is failing.
Alright, next enemy in pretty much kills me. Ah, I was close.
Now I get paid.
Do I think the servers will be turned off in a year? Probably not. I mean, I don't expect the servers to get turned off here unless Robot actually, like, dissolves, and that's very, very unlikely. Like, I mean, there are plenty of games that, like, have existed without major updates for quite a while. That was pretty good for my first try, though. Alright, I got time for one more. So, or at least one more. Do you guys want to see another Endless map, or this one again with a different hero, maybe without some bugs? Or a Chaos Trial, or something else? You can decide if you want. If not, I'll just randomly select something. Almost enough. These Ozio. Expensive floor traps, that's a doozy. No problem. Have a good night, newbie. No more wrong mage guess again for you. What's this one? Persistent Rubble, Broken Keep, more health drops, fire armor, health drain, lightning armor, bone protection, geez, rush timer, no mana drops, and primary attack knockback. This is annoying. No, Mr. Pacifism. That PS4 is still locked to 40 minutes endless due to a bug that exists in the PS4 version's coding that causes the game to crash after a while. So rather than fix the crash, a temporary fix was put on the game, or it was supposed to be temporary, to shorten endless to 40 minutes until they figured out a permanent solution, and they never did before they let go of the dev team. So ultimately, Endless is actually just 40-minute runs on PS4 right now, which sucks and really limits the game. Periodic heal. It's great as long as you're not playing melee. Left side cash, flash. Furnace. You know what? Let's start up with a rift floor key. If I do a couple of these, I might be able to get these done relatively quick and actually get that tier 6 or tier 7 chest. I don't think Chaos Trials get impossible, but there is a certain magic to mixing the modifiers that make very specific maps really difficult, like way more difficult than they normally would be. Combos, Mr. Pacifism. Combos. There's a very, very fine-tuned way to get combos on this game that requires a lot of patience, practice, and timing. And personally, like with everything that I have going on in my life, I don't have the patience or the practice to actually get it done. But I do have an example video of some combos on an earlier video that I did called Combo Lab. And essentially, for all of the damaging traps, once a trap has damaged a minion, it gives you about a 2-second timer that causes the combo point to linger for that 2 seconds. Anything that happens over that 2-second period makes the combo counter go up. And if the enemy is tossed into the air, like off of the ground in some way, then whatever combo points it has on it would remain up until the point where it either collides with a wall or something, or it dies. So ideally what you would do is you would have it run through a gauntlet of traps that would toss a bunch of combo points on it quickly, trigger some traps that would hit it with like some AoE effects, hopefully not killing it, fling it into the air, and then have any other traps in the placed higher on the walls hit it, or an environmental trap, and then use something that either auto targets or have a character shoot it out of the air while it's flying. Yeah, they did a reset globally for I think both the PS4 and the PC at some point when they retooled a bunch of the stuff for Endless. Like basically they made Endless harder and shortened it for a lot of people because, you know, if they allowed people to have longer playtime and then didn't remove those scores, it wouldn't have been fair to everybody that actually tried after the fact. But there's pretty much only a handful of people that actually like pull off super high combos in Orcs Must Die. There's Orcs Must Get High. There's a guy by the name of Time Master. There was a guy by the name of Sean Poe, and then like one other guy that was like really going for the distance for a while there. But that's from like quite a while ago. I think they were playing a couple years back. All right, but we did say Ozio, or somebody said Ozio. We'll get a couple of Ozio games in. Switch to Feeling Fierce. PS4 and PC leaderboards are not shared. I don't think they are anyway. Because that wouldn't make sense. Like, I think Orcs Must Get High primarily plays PS4. Let's see. The Wuxing event was interesting, but I think, what was my favorite event? Worst combo I've seen in Chaos Mode was Gates of Thorogwa with Fire Fiend runners that had several armor types, 2x health, and spawn protection. Oh, I don't think I have a key that shows off my favorite combo, but one that we ran into was like 3 different types of armor. Rugged Runners, which is the double health one, Spawn Protection, and then Rift Rush. So as soon as they come out of the gates, they take half damage. For the period after the half damage wears off, they run twice as fast. So you would have high health runners that can't take damage, and then once they are able to take damage, they move significantly faster than they normally would be able to. It was the sickest thing that I'd ever seen. That's good, that's good. No. Yeah, we can do wall blades. Now, by contrast, while I was saying in Endless, you really didn't have to worry about discounts that much because usually you'd be playing long enough to really gain a lot of coin. The opposite is very much true in Chaos Trials. The reason that most people have issues with Chaos Trials is because normally the way Orcs is set up, you have a few waves of fodder enemies to kill in the beginning to give you some coin so that you're able to actually build like an entry setup that's able to contain most of the enemies. With the increased stats that the minions get in Chaos Trials, that becomes a lot more of a challenge. Would I recommend returning to this game? So, I guess the best answer to that is it's entirely up to you. Like, you'd have to assess personally, and it's a very personal thing, what you feel like you're going to get out of the experience of returning to a game. Because, like, even me, like, there have been games that I've played pretty much to death that under certain circumstances I would go back to in a heartbeat. Like, if somebody wanted to play, say, Borderlands 2, I have probably a couple thousand hours in Borderlands 2. Love that game to death. I love the original Borderlands a lot, and there's some differences between the two. Like, there's some reasons that I like Borderlands 1 a lot, and there's some reasons that I like Borderlands 2 a lot, but they don't really mesh well as the same game in my mind, so I'll go back to either one, especially if I have friends playing. Oh, it's cold outside? Where are you, Jaju? I mean, it's kind of chilly where I am, but, like, that's around, like, I think, like, 50, 60 degrees at the moment. Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Because if it was Celsius, that would probably be things catching on fire from sunlight. Alright, so, since I mentioned that, Borderlands 2, what I like about Borderlands 2 is the fact that a lot of the trees for the characters, like their individual character trees, are a lot more interesting than most of the ones on the original Borderlands. The original Borderlands had like some very strong builds and then some skills that made zero sense. There's a lot of that in Borderlands 2, but it feels like it's less of the nonsense skills than like just stuff that there's a lot more stuff. Excuse me. There's a lot of stuff that works in Borderlands 2. Triple BRC, I used to not stream that much, but recently I've started to stream a lot more often, like literally almost every day. So you will probably be seeing me pop on and off again for the upcoming weeks, unless I have like some medical appointments or some extra work to catch up on, just so I can make sure that I earn my keep. But yeah, you'll see quite a few streams. Yeah, you hate how they gave every character some kind of a skill that increased melee damage. I'm okay with them giving characters a skill that increases melee damage. The problem is that melee's still not really like a good idea in Borderlands. Like, if they wanted melee to seriously be taken like as not a joke, you would either need some character that did stupid amounts of melee damage like Zero, or you would need a character, or you would need melee weapons. Like, if they actually put melee weapons in Borderlands instead of just like character skills, then it would be a very interesting experience rather than just a skill tree gimmick. But, you know, that's something that they can improve on significantly in Borderlands 3. Like, there's a lot of room for improvement in the Borderlands formula, and don't get me wrong, I don't think like Gearbox is like brilliant or anything. I think they completely came up with the formula for Borderlands by accident, and it just happened to be a success. Like, there's a lot of things that aren't tuned very well, and then there's a bunch of glitches and stuff that existed in the original Borderlands and even Borderlands 2, but like it feels like they approached both games from a different design standpoint, and because of it, like there's very different charms in both of them. Also good and also level 90 plus. So if you're playing on PS4, the PS4 community is pretty disjointed from everything that I've heard. Just with the number of people and then actually finding people that you can play with together, it's pretty hard. And I'm saying that coming from PC, where people literally complain the entire time about not being able to find games. So, like, one of the best things that they put in Orcs Must Die Unchained is the lobbies, since you can find people, invite them, and then play games together, regardless of, like, you know, where they are. But at the same time, that feature didn't come until basically they were about to lay off most of the dev team for Orcs Must Die Unchained. So it was kind of too little too late. It's a feature that probably would have done really well early on in the game's development, but unfortunately, because they were trying to push the matchmaking system really hard, didn't work out too well. And that's just, you know, developer hindsight, I guess. Like when you try to force people into a funnel that they don't want to go into, you just eventually wind up losing your base. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll fire up some nostalgia streams of games and stuff that I have played before, or that I want to get back into just for the channel. There's a bunch of new games that I want to play too that I think I'll probably start firing up for streams later on. Not necessarily brand new games, but games that came out in the past year that, you know, I got my hands on or that developers have offered me, so I can show them off to you guys. So, you know, if you have them or you were interested in them, you can check them out. And then there's other games that I have in the past that, you know, I could probably fire up and play through again just because I enjoy them. Good thing about games is as long as you have the ability to play them, they never really lose their charm. Like, you can always go back to them and fire them up and play them again. So that's nice. All right, back to this though. Not that. We can use some Bernie stuff. That should be enough to actually complete this. Do an Oziel. Yeah, we're good here. That's pretty good, Mr. Pacifism. Like, I don't think I've actually met anybody just casually playing through Orcs, but there were a few people that followed the channel right when I started playing Orcs relatively early, and that was like they've actually turned into some pretty decent friends. Like, I play games with them from time to time.
Their deaths will be
Howdy, y'all.
more than one way to skin a mortal. They will not survive. Eternity is a trap in its own way. Bitsy Orcling climbed up the water spout.
The enemy has opened a minion portal.
Yeah, I would say that like certain games have a lot more charm when you have the ability to play them with a crew of people than it does if you're playing them alone. Orcs, like, while I've played the game mostly solo, just like, you know, getting to talk to people about it through the YouTube channel has definitely been a bit of a joy for me. Yeah, we're gonna take Dark Urges. 7-hit combo already, nice. Well, yeah, now it is. Like, it used to be that you could find a small group of people playing everything, but now, like, the player base for this game, even on PC, has dwindled significantly. So, while I'm hopeful that the game stays up, I'm not gonna, you know, hold my horses.
This will do. They will come to me, and they will die.
Enemies incoming! They've broken through on another front!
But like anything that's not permanent in life, it's a good idea to enjoy it while you have the opportunity to. And then when it goes away, you know, you can cherish the memories. Alright. Go ahead and take Jagged Shards. Float next to the rift for a little bit of mana regen. And chuck a jar. That guy did not die happily. And there's always things like Orcs Must Die 2, which you can pretty much lobby out with anybody if they own the game. And it's been given away at such a cheap price for so long that like plenty of people have it.
I have achieved ultimate power.
You know what? I have no idea why Orcs Must Die 2 wasn't ported to other platforms. Like, I don't know exactly what the timeline for development was for that. But it seems odd to me that they would move from 2 to Unchained. Because 2 was apparently selling extremely well on PC. Like, for a really long time. Like, one of the things that everybody used to compare is that Orcs Must Die 2 at some points had just as many people playing it as Unchained. And when Unchained was released, the game was already a few years old, so that was a significant amount of player retention over that period of time. Let's go with the Profane Healing. Well, if you don't think you're going to come back, Mr. Pacifism, that's fine. But what I would rather say is just keep an eye on things that the studio's doing. They'll probably put out a press release or something like that once they get to a point where they think things are beneficial for them to do so about whatever they're working on. And if it looks like something you'd be into, go for it. But there's no reason to pin your hopes on this game like actually getting more updates or anything else. Robot Entertainment is the name of the company behind Orcs Must Die.
This will do.
But I don't see anybody else getting the rights to the game unless Robot actually goes belly up. And haven't heard anything close to that happening anytime soon. I'm not wishing that on any development team either. At the end of the day, video games are a business, and unfortunately businesses always make decisions that are harmful to somebody. That's the nature of making a decision itself. You please some people, and then other ones, not so much. Everything has consequences.
What a fascinating sensation.
But if there's any kind of luck, the next game that they release will be a huge hit. They'll make a lot of money and hopefully get back on their feet, hire some of the old dev team if they haven't, you know, found their way into other positions, and Robot will be back on track to actually do a lot of business again. All right. Jar.
I'll take it.
I would heavily be against a battle royale styled after Orcs, just because every bit of framework that they could possibly put together for that doesn't exist right now. They'd have to build it from scratch. The development would be expensive. They'd need a good amount of people to maintain it, and it would, like, moving into a niche genre was literally what happened with Unchained. They moved into MOBAs unintentionally. They were trying to develop something that was sort of competitive, and it just happened to turn into that. And ultimately, people just weren't interested. Like, the MOBA market was saturated. A bunch of MOBAs were coming out at the same time, and none of them got off the ground. Like, even ones that I thought were good, and I'm not even a fan of MOBAs, they all died. So I don't know. I would not like to see that, just because it would look like a blatant cash grab, even if it was an honest development choice. And they really want something that would be much more unique, or at least closer to the core experience of the original Orcs Must Die games. But have a good night, Mr. Pacifism. Feel free to stop by the channel again, and you know, we can have a good chat. Thanks for stopping by tonight.
I saved the jars for reasons.
Right, I agree with that 100%. Orcs Must Die is not a MOBA.
Their deaths will be.
I don't think dev tools for Unchained is going to be a thing, just because there's a whole lot of server-side stuff that needs to be set up. If they ever decide that they're going to repackage Orcs Must Die as like a standalone product, they would have to change a lot of things for the game to make it work. But then you could do something like add a map creator. But again, that would require the dev team to actually get together and then change a few systems so that you know, it would actually work without the need for a server. You know, effectively removing the games as a service from the game and turning it into just a standalone product. And I think, personally, for tower defense, like, trying to go the hardcore PvP competitive route just isn't the way to go. Because tower defense, already has its elements of hardcoreness to it, you know, just with the difficulty that's genuinely inherent in the genre. Like, very few people are going to look at tower defense games and be like, oh, that looks easy and fun. Unless they're like just hardcore tower defense players in the first place. Yeah, but I'm not hoping that the studio actually like folds or anything. I want them to actually, you know, get back to producing games that people want to play, because ultimately, like, studios, people with ideas not being able to create them is always a bad situation.
The boss minion has entered the battlefield. The enemy's boss is down.
That is a very, very dead
We won. Can I go now?
Satyr. But everybody's been saying Robot's working on a new game, so I want to see what that new game is. Easy and fun, laughs in Sanctum too. No. I'm pretty sure Robot is working on a game. Like, everybody's been saying that on forums and everything else. Oh, look, another Chaos Key. Oh, no, that's the one I'm playing. Okay, that makes sense. And it's not too late, so I can get another one of these in. Hey, what's going on, Cheaping? Alright, one more map, and I don't know. Like, Robot is working on a new game is like basically the buzz that keeps going around. I mean, alright, so last I checked, like, Robot hasn't fired all of their employees. They laid off some, but it was about 30 people, and I think there was 50 to 60 people approximately working at the company at the time that those layoffs happened. Those layoffs were probably the dev teams for Orcs Must Die Unchained and Hero Academy 2. They said that they were going to maintain both games, meaning that they weren't shutting down, and you know, look out for like press releases in the future for whatever was going to be happening with the company. Likely meaning that, you know, they didn't hit some financial goals that they wanted, so they couldn't keep the people on to keep maintaining those games with new updates, but also that they were probably working on a new game. So they haven't said anything concrete about said new game yet, but it's likely that when they have something like this, like a workable prototype or basically an alpha build, they'll put something out about it. Wasted 40 minutes trying to kill that Crow on Mars. Oh gosh. So Warframe bosses are interesting because it's not like your genuine generic boss fight in most older games where it's like, hey, look, here's a boss, it's gonna do this thing, and you can just fight them, and if you're really good, you just blow the boss out of the water. Like, they have a lot of like weird phases, invulnerability, sometimes like only certain specific parts of them can take damage. It's kind of nuts. I mean, the only way to find out what the game is for them to tell us. I doubt that the game will be free to play. Orcs Must Die Unchained and Hero Academy 2 were the two attempts that Robot made to go into the free to play market. And seeing as both of them did not do so well, they're probably looking for a steady revenue stream, if anything. So I think it'll be like kind of like Orcs Must Die 2 in the way that it's designed. Like, they'll probably go for something that they can sell for a flat fee, and maybe add on some seasonal DLCs too for a small price. And ultimately that worked really well for them with Orcs Must Die 2. I don't know with the current market if that's a bad idea at all. Probably not, because I think that's half of the reason that Fortnite's Battle Royale mode has been doing so well. Because unlike the regular or the original Fortnite Save the World mode, Save the World came out with loot boxes, and that was really the only way for them to make money, as well as the initial purchase to get into it. But when they released Battle Royale, everything was sold piecemeal, and that's what actually made Epic all of their money, which is ridiculous, because you're thinking, oh, well, they're selling everything directly, and most of the video game companies are telling you, oh, that's a horrible idea, you should loot box everything, and now they're making money hand over fist. So yeah, don't listen to businesses with shady business practices. Let's jump into this game. Are we doing another Ozgo run? Oh, it's Avalanche. Hero Academy 2 was a bad idea. I don't know, some people really like the game. Like, I'm all for new sorts of like tactical gameplay and whatnot. Hero Academy 2 isn't really my thing though, mainly because, again, Hero Academy 2 is a free-to-play collectible card game. There's a lot of games that are in that space, and one of the things that you will always find with free-to-play collectible card games is that it is so freaking grindy. Right, Cheaping. It's a very similar situation to Warframe. Warframe direct sells all of their stuff. The only thing that they might do out of the ordinary is bundles. Okay. That was my fault. What did I do here? Where's my chat window? There we go. Play some brass. Oh no, it's just that my whole thing with collectible card games and free-to-play models is that they are the grindiest thing that ever existed in life. And this is for somebody that loves collectible card games. I am a sucker for collectible card games. I've played a ton of them. Like, I collected Yu-Gi-Oh! For a short while. Actually, not a short while, probably about 3 or 4 years, until I just decided to give all the cards away to my friends that still played. I played Magic the Gathering. I still have probably somewhere around 7 to 8 Magic the Gathering decks, and probably enough cards to build a few more. None of them are standard right now, though. I'm not like actively collecting cards. Played Digimon for a short period of time. Played the Pokemon trading card game. What else? I think those are the major ones that I actually collected cards for. But then I played quite a bit of Hearthstone. A good amount of Shadow Era, which is a lot of fun for me. It's a very different card game than most people are used to. A lot of the Pokemon trading card game online, which is completely free to play and like completely amazed me just by how diverse the cards and everything else in the game were, especially the acquisition methods. But then like I looked at the amount of time that you had to devote just to playing these games on their free to play models, and it was ridiculous. Like, I was on the Pokemon trading card game for like 3 hours a day just trying to complete the objectives. And I was like, okay, this is an absurdly long amount of time. Yeah, I mean, like, Cards Going Wild is probably the best thing that Hearthstone did for like their economy if they just wanted to make money. But at the same time, that's what most free-to-play like trading card games online do. Yeah, Gwent is the card game from the Witcher series that people liked so much they decided to make it an actual card game. So the card game itself is called Gwent. It's not short for Geralt or anything else. Sorry. But yeah, brass. Health drain. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting situation. I'm gonna bring the root again. Okay. Bring a regular guy, no, a cook. Cook is a good idea. That's fine, that's fine. No. Anything that burns is a good idea here. I don't see my floor scorcher at all. Now it's probably going to show up. No, it's already in there. Jeez, I am special tonight. Do this. Drop that. Bring these guys. And this. I think we can make do with that. Fire discounts. Now let's keep it long range. But yeah, if you guys do like free-to-play card games, I would heavily recommend checking out Shadow Era. Gwent is also very nice from what I hear. Also, Shadow Era gives you a free random card every day just for logging in. So, you know, talk about people that want you to play. You can also earn currencies to purchase cards just by playing the game against the AI enemies or like other players. And they have a completely free draft mode that has seasonal rankings, and you can just unpack stuff, build decks, and then play people. It's probably as free to play as free to play can get. And you know, if you feel like donate some money to the devs to purchase some extra packs, you can feel free to do that. Oh man, this life drain is gonna suck. Life drain is gonna suck so hard.
The right setup for the most combos.
Town of Salem is a card game.
Another genius setup. Right there. Another over here. Maybe one over here. Exactly. Each trap to be placed perfectly. Maybe
I forgot if this can kill me or not.
Howdy, y'all.
Genuinely forgot. It probably gets me down to like 1 HP.
They will not pass.
I'm guessing a lot of hit points is better than a little.
You would be right in that
My
assumption.
post only when properly relieved.
Really? It drains me down to 0 and then bumps me back up to 1 because they won't let it kill you. That flashing pixel of health.
Short and low on health. Great.
Okay, so that's gonna be super dangerous.
Enemy has opened a minion portal.
Howdy, y'all.
Nope. Whoa, really? Little freaking curmudgeons.
No trespassing.
Yep, that was my fault. Yeah, I think the amount you lose is based on your max HP. I remember some people saying health drain was probably one of the hardest effects that you could get on a key. I could try starting directly after my health gets to 0 and see if that kills me. Alright, so yeah. Alright, I probably need to go a bit harder on this. No, no. I can let you down quite easily, Nils. Quite easily. Not at all hard. No, even Ozio and Ivy don't really do too well there. Your best bet is somebody that has an active heal, or that heals while in combat. Black Paul would be a better choice than Ozio. And the health drain is percentage based, I believe, so doesn't matter how much HP you have, it's always going to be draining at a fairly constant rate.
Howdy, y'all.
Maybe one over here. The right setup for the most combos. Right there. Another over here. Exactly. The enemy has opened a minion portal.
All right.
A fine piece of machinery.
Whoa.
You know the rip heals, right?
They will not leave this place.
Oh, probably would have been a good idea to block this off, right? Got him.
Maybe I should try to find a health potion?
They will not pass.
I'm guessing a lot of hit points is better than a little. This will be useful.
Beware in
Alright, nope, still doesn't kill me while the map's running, so that's good. There is a lifesteal trait. Characters that have what?
Not a problem.
What? What are you doing, turret?
I guard the rear.
Okay. Gonna take scrap pile because it's amazing.
I'm thinking low hit points is not good.
Pretty sure my cannonballs are just getting stuffed and not going anywhere. Are my cannonballs glitched? Okay, there we go. Weird.
Each trap to be placed perfectly. They come right through here.
trespassing.
No, it's not your fault. I wasn't paying attention. That's entirely my fault.
Look out!
Can't blame that on anybody else.
Breached again.
I didn't set up the turret or do anything else that would have helped me in advance of that loss happening. Oh, look, we got 2 turret markers on the map because bugs. Okay, we got a lot of coin and it hasn't been set up properly. So no. Just gonna have to let him go for now. But oh crap, too close.
This is easier than it looks. Wait till they come through here.
Oh, I didn't have the right guardians back. Oh well.
Maybe one over here.
I protest.
The right setup for the most combos.
I quit my post only when properly relieved.
Another over here.
Alright, gonna grab Scrap 'em. Because that's infinitely more useful to me than the stun. Don't know the name, it's triangle
Our
shot.
barricades are under attack.
Slot, there's one for physical primary attacks and one for magical. It's not triangle, it's diamond, I think. Diamond is usually, triangle is usually for discounts. Pentagons for offense affecting stuff. And diamond, or yeah, diamond is for, or the four-cornered one is generally for defensive stuff, which lifesteal is considered. But yeah, it's something about witchcraft, and then the other one is can't even think of the name of it right now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the diamonds. Practices witchcraft, I think. There's a lot of traits that give you 10% cooldown on slot match. They're all pentagons though. Alright. Half cost bombs, yes. Absolutely. All day, every day.
Enemies are attacking on another front.
An unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it. Well done. The unstable rift has been destroyed. Leveling up again!
Now, why do I never use potions? Habit. And it's not that I don't use them. The only time it's really important to bring consumables are on Endless and Chaos Trials. So if I'm not playing Endless or Chaos Trial, I usually don't bring them.
Right there. Wow! Dominating is not that hard!
Oh yeah, I could go back and do that. Alright. Do.
You will pay
This will be useful. Each trap to be placed perfectly.
No
They
trespass.
come right through here.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe one over here. This will be useful. Right there.
No, I placed those wrong. I wanted to put those further
The right setup for
over
the most
here.
combos.
So I'll place
Another
these
key
there,
to
and then I'll
setup.
sell those later. Have you ever played Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together? So I have played both of those, and I actually have some videos of it. Well, I don't have videos of it. My friend who originally basically got me into YouTube has some videos of us playing together, and it is probably some of the funniest stuff I've ever done, just because of how... Whoa. Whoops. That's what I get for not paying attention. I'm gonna grab a link to it so you can see it.
Hey everybody, Edmund Dane.
Whoops, of course, that would be me accidentally playing the audio. I actually wanted to get the link to the playlist. There we go. So there. That's me and a friend of mine in that playlist. Actually, me and two friends of mine. I'm a friend of the guy who operates that YouTube channel, as well as one of my other friends was playing with us at the time. But my name isn't going to be on all the leaderboards because I completed a lot of the maps before the leaderboards were reset. So any scores or information that I had on the leaderboards went with them, and until you play the game again on those maps, you don't have a place on the new leaderboards. So it is what it is. That, and I'm generally not going for score on most of the maps that I play, because that just requires you doing the same thing over and over again, and I usually don't like to do that. Well, yeah, I'm not saying watch it now, Chief Hang, but if you wanted to take a look at it, there's the entire playlist of videos, so that way you have it all in one place. Actually, do I even have anything? Oh, there's a key that I don't know if I completed or not. That must have been one of Niller's keys. I don't think I've actually finished any of mine yet. Alright, let me do this again, and either we can get this key killed, or I can not pay attention again and lose. Alright, should we play brass here? We can do brass. '13th on Apprentice Chaos Trials. Well, congrats. I don't think I've completed a single Apprentice key. Actually, I've only completed, I think, Rift Lord keys. No, your choice for hero isn't rough. Like, I was literally just not paying attention and had way too much gold. Put that here. Did I just lose audio completely for no reason now? Guess so. Yeah, so here we go. It's practices witchcraft, and then the physical one is enjoys pain. That might actually help here. Okay, so my volume isn't off. The game is just muted, or at least the launcher was. Yeah, there's a few people who have been around since like the early days of Orcs Must Die and Orcs Must Die 2 who know quite a bit about combos.
Howdy, y'all.
Exactly.
But actually trying to pick up everything that they know in a single session is probably not going to happen.
Another over here. Another genius setup. Maybe one over here. The enemy has opened a minion portal.
Just need to not be on the barricade when things pop off.
Our barricades are under attack.
Alright, we can actually see my shots now. Actually, it's probably better just to do that.
Ain't it a beaut?
Yeah, but Unchained, I don't think it's any more complicated than any of the older Orcs games. I mean, I think they still have videos of people getting like 17 times combos in Orcs Must Die 2 for reference if anybody wanted to see what those look like. But even getting combos and everything up that high, people had like, they spent a lot of time just researching how the game works. And I think there's some things in Unchained that really haven't been balanced regarding combos that I mentioned to the devs back when they were still working on the game. Combos really aren't balanced across all the characters. Some characters have much higher combo ability than others, and they said that, you know, they'd hope to be able to make a pass over the game to, you know, try to even that out some, but it doesn't look like it ever happened and probably never will at this point.
Tighten the gears up.
They will not reach the rear.
Watch out! Our enemies have broken through again.
Okay, so let's do this a little bit better this time.
This will be useful. They come right through here. Wait till they come through here. Exactly.
Oh, I didn't bring it this time. Yeah, unfortunately, the community behind Orcs didn't really jump out into a bunch of people sharing information or tech. It's doing alright. Have a good one, Trey.
This will be useful. Not a problem. Each trap will be placed perfectly. Moving on up.
Not too early.
The right setup for the most combos. Maybe one over here. Another over here. This'll be good.
Howdy, y'all.
I think I actually made it up. I need to toss a few more things down in the jail here, and then it should be a little bit safer.
Another genius setup. They come right through here. Another genius setup. Leveling up again! Maybe one over here. Each trap to be placed perfectly.
Howdy, y'all.
Ever heard of a game called Iron Brigade? Maybe? I'm not sure. I've heard of a lot of games and I don't remember half of them.
You will pay for this. Beware, intruder!
Okay, what do we have coming up next? Yeah, that one's definitely got not going down cheaping.
The right setup for the most combos. Another over here. Exactly. Right there. This'll be useful.
Our enemies are breaking through elsewhere!
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening.
Really?
Get to it and destroy it.
One of the worst places that they could spawn it.
Well done. The unstable rift has been destroyed.
I quit my post only when properly relieved.
Nice try indeed.
War power! Every little bit helps.
Alright, so the turret died. I get to place that somewhere else. Because I don't particularly like this side, I think this is a good idea.
Will be protected.
Yes, it is probably a bug, but since the game will never be updated again, it's a feature.
They will not.
Brass can shoot through shields. Because shields were not made to defend against bullets. Not back in the sword and sorcery days, anyway. You'd need some shield of enchanted shenanigans to be able to block bullets. All right.
Look out! Here I come! Wait till they come through here.
No problem. Have a good one, Cheapang. Hope you enjoy your day.
Each trap to be placed perfectly. Getting better all the time. Right there.
You know, even though you can't sell traps like during game, I really do kind of wish that there was a way to rotate them.
Exactly. Another over here. This'll be useful. Maybe one over here. The right setup for the most combos. They come right through here.
Look out! Our defenses have been breached again!
Another genius setup.
All right, really not much else to worry about there at all.
Unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it.
Yep, they can both. All right, yep, we're good.
We have destroyed the unstable rift.
So I should be able to go chill up here for a minute. Alright, so the right side should have a ton of HP coming through. Why are you using web spinners with pure fire traps? Web spinners don't have that interaction in this game because this isn't Orcs Must Die 2.
Dominating is not that hard!
I quit my post only when properly released.
Maybe one over here. Right there.
Beware, intruder.
I don't think there's a such thing as the worst trap in the game. There's traps that are used
They will
less,
not reach the
but
grid.
the web spinner has its uses. Just like the naphtha sprayer. Like, as long as it can add a combo point, it's not useless.
Who knew I was so good at this?
But a lot of things are also, like, opinion. Like, unless you're playing to min-max, there's really no useless trap in the game. There's, like, requirements that you'll have to make to, like, make sure you deal enough DPS to take out the enemies, but other than that, anything else is completely flavor. I don't even know if I need to do anything else.
An unstable
And I
rift
found
is
something I
open.
need to
It
do.
must be destroyed. And our heroes destroyed the unstable rift, and there was much rejoicing.
There's nothing here. Nothing hit you. Why are you making noise?
I guard the rift.
What's this? What would this to tell you that it's telling you how many turrets are placed if you can only have one turret out? It should just tell you that the turret has been placed and that only one turret can be active at a time.
I'm a genius. Each trap you place
This is the final wave!
the right setup for the most combos. An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it. Another over here.
I think that one I do have to go shoot out.
We have destroyed the unstable rift.
Did you really just teleport behind me?
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
It really doesn't matter that much.
This will be useful. They come right through here. Wait till they come through here. Each trap to be placed perfectly. The more I gain, the more I deliver the pain.
The enemy's boss is down.
Already? Please type /dance. Woo! I feel like dancing.
So there we go. A little bit more concentration, no problems. On protection, lovely. On maximum security, I can probably deal with that without much of an issue there. And that means we can upgrade it. For this last slot, you can either add a hero rune frame to this or double struts. If you're going to use the reflective armor, double struts is probably the way to go. Hero rune frame is more about reducing damage to yourself. So if you need something to pull aggro because you're using a squishier character, that's probably the better choice. But I think that's going to be the end of the stream for me. I want to make sure I'm not staying up too late because I woke up super late yesterday. Either way, we should be pretty good to go from here. You guys are going to be getting Orcs videos for the rest of the week. I may or may not do some streams of some new games as well. But I'm going to be editing another video for at Mundane during that time. So I may cut a stream or two here or there. But you guys should see a bit more of me later this week, and you know, you'll have videos up until at least Friday, maybe a little bit longer. But either way, feel free to. It's not so much about making them reflect less damage, as it is making sure that they stay up longer. And if you guys want to see more, feel free to check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you want to see more streams from me, feel free to, you know, subscribe so you guys get the notifications about whenever I'm live again. And as always, thank you for being here. All right, have a good one, folks.